Hey everybody, Doug here from 2 Plus Tough, and I'm here again with Jack.
Hey, it's me.
That is in fact you. So, yeah, we both just saw the reveal from Blood and Glory regarding the new Slaves to Darkness stuff. We wanted to talk about it. So, that's exactly what we're going to do. Wasting no time, I'm going to transition over to the actual announcement here. We'll go there. And so you won't be able to see Jack, but you'll hear him. We'll give some commentary. And
Viewership's about to go down.
yep. Yeah, it's all with that pretty face.
Whoop, whoop.
Let me see. I'm just pulling up everything here on my end so I can see the comments and respond to them. Or would you mind doing that for me?
What was that?
Would you mind paying, just keeping an eye on the comments?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Okay. So yeah, typically when I do these, what I do is I read the article and then go back and talk about it. So first up, you can see on the screen, we're talking about Warcry. Got some cool new stuff. And basically they added a few monsters in there, and it's just expansions. You can play this video, but
Yeah, it's like stuff that's distracting us for what we really want to look at.
yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Um, I just want to like take a good look at him. Basically, the one that I'm interested in is that big guy that looks like a Doom Bull on steroids.
Oh, yeah, the Ogroid guy.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's.
looks great.
I dig him. The War Llama, I'm really not into, if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
I'm not, yeah, the War Llama. I'm also, like, I don't know, but the I believe they showed the last one, the kind of big hulking beast one. They
Yeah.
showed that before, and yeah, they look breathtaking. It's like it's you expect that the models are going to be awesome now,
Mm-hmm.
and when they're not, it's a kind of like that's the outlier rather than
Yep.
these guys are all mediocre. Then we have one amazing looking model, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
When you compare these to like the butcher models, it's like, oh my gosh, there's no comparison.
exactly. Yeah. So I have the Minotaur guy, the Ogroid sort of thing on my screen. I absolutely love him. I'm gonna get just to paint. Like he's just
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
The War Llama below him. What is he called? The Mind Stealer Sphinx. That's terrible name. It's very hard to say. All right, now, and then we
We're not
have
copyright, man. You got to make stuff up.
I know, and then
It's
there's
like
the
a giraffe.
Fulmoroid. Yeah, there's the Fulmoroid Crusher, who I do like him quite a bit.
Yeah. He's great. He's great.
Now, I do hope that these models can be used sort of kind of like how the what's the corn monster that you get like in the old starter set where you had like the Korgorath. Yeah, I want them to be like Korgoraths where you can take a bunch of them in a unit. Because for the big thing that we actually want to talk about, Slaves to Darkness has been revealed from Blood and Glory UK. And
Yeah. Like I'm
yes.
ready to sell all my Ossiarch Bone Reapers I just picked up. I'm like,
Yeah.
Sigmar, I'm ready to move.
Yep. And so I'm playing the video on the screen right now of some of the cool art. Obviously, they've combined Archaeon and the Everchosen into what they're now calling Slaves to Darkness, which is a smart move. They're showing off a few models. They have better pictures down below. But the one thing I wanted to point out in this video is the very end of it, there's actually a start collecting box. So I'll get there and I'll pause. And it is start collecting Slaves to Darkness. And it looks like it is all the things that have been previewed, if I'm not mistaken. 10 Chaos Warriors, 5 Knights, and the leader on his little mount. 16 models.
Okay. It looks, man, they look so good. And like
Yeah.
even the Chaos Warriors, like you can have the old ones, they seem like they'll fit right in. Just these guys are more dynamic.
Yes,
Whereas
and I
the
like
Chaos
that.
originally when they came out, they had to fit on their bases for Warhammer Fantasy. And so they had to be rank and file and very, you couldn't really bleed over into your
Yep.
neighbor's base area. And so now these, man, they are, it's, they're new models. So obviously they're at the top of my brain when I'm thinking, but I can't think of another release where I'm this impressed.
You have been hit so hard lately between Seiza Sigmar and Bone Reapers and these guys.
It's this year. This year it has been no joke. Like at the beginning of the year, I have a Fire Slayer's army. I had a Flake Shooter Court's army. I had in Slanesh, and they all came out bam, bam, bam,
Mm-hmm.
and it hit my wallet hard. And then I fell in love with cities. Then I'm really digging the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and now I'm ready to just sell it all for Slaves to Darkness.
I'll buy your Bone Reapers right back. No, I'm staying on orcs. I'm staying on orcs. I'm being a real good boy.
Yeah, those orcs are gone, man. Those orcs
No,
are done.
I'm being the best boy.
Oh my gosh, you've been saying like, oh, I want a chaos undivided army. This is what I really want,
It's
and
true.
here it is. I'm getting ready to buy those orcs.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I wanted to point out because there's no actual full picture of the Star Collecting box, but the fact that is that you can buy this Star Collecting box and one of the old ones, and if you put them together, like mix the models, mix the knights together from those two sets, they all seem to fit right in, and I like that. So we'll scroll down, and we'll take a look at the actual. Let's do this. So I pulled up a picture of the Chaos Warriors first, and if you look at them, I'm trying to find differences, and there are some. For example, like some of the capes are made out of different materials. There's a guy in the right center over here who has some kind of like dragon scale thing going on. Some of the helmets are a bit unique. I'm curious as to how posable they are. Like, so I mean, like with the basic warrior kit right now, you can give him double hand weapons or a weapon and a shield. These just look like they can have a weapon and a shield.
I think I'm guessing maybe you can that the left arm, the shield arm, is going to be able to be replaced. That's what I'm guessing.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's funny. The one in the very kind of middle, he almost looks like one of the old ones, where he's kind of that static position.
Hmm. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I love them. I love that they're all in different, just action poses. My favorite one has to be the guy in the bottom right who has his shield kind of outward, like he just bucked someone off of him. Something just bounced off of him.
The one with the elf head right above him, because it looks like his shield is on his back.
So, that's a good point.
Put his shield away, and he's carrying this elf head.
Yep. So really cool stuff. And to me, like just the fact that they really do seem like if you put a standard warrior, if you haven't looked at the old actual warrior kit, they will fit in pretty seamlessly. You know, you put these guys towards the front, or you can use them as lieutenants, that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's the warriors. We'll go down to the Chaos Knights, who I think are the primo.
They look great. It's interesting. I think it seems like the horses' heads are smaller than they used to be. Like maybe they're going for a more realistic kind of size rather than a cartoonishly oversized horse head like from back in the day.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think part of it, they look small. I'm noticing that the side armoring, like if you look at particularly like over the back legs, those hunks of armor are just huge. But I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, I think it makes the head look smaller for sure. You're right.
They definitely fit right in with the Varangard. Just you could have I could see these standing right next to a unit of Varangard and just be like breathtaking.
Actually, that's a good point. I bet they would look really good next to because they have that same kind of stocky, smaller head kind of look. Yeah. The only pose here that I'm not a fan of is the one on the far left, because I would hate to have to glue have the armor model held on by one hoof. Most of them others, I guess, have two. I think. I think it's one.
And to reiterate the point where these will fit right into the old Star Collecting boxes, like it's not a drastic change where you don't have to feel bad if you recently purchased one of the old Star Collecting boxes, painted it up, and all of a sudden, oh man, now I got the outdated stuff where you can get this one and just mix and match. It'll slide right in.
Yeah, I'm going to harp on that because that's a huge deal. If you already own a whole bunch of knights, you just buy this one box and use these as like your champions, but they just look good. Like, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay, so going down here, lastly, the thing says, we've got a monster mounted and massive Chaos Lord, this huge model. Seriously, he's big. Is a dark mirror to the Lord Celestin on Dracoth. Truly terrifying combatant, ideal for spearheading your assault on pathetic kingdoms of the Storm God. That's a good little flavor text. And then we have a new creature. We've never seen a mount like this. Stocky fat lizard man with the same horse armor bolted onto him. I love it.
It looks like it's on the large cav base. Like so, it'd be like a Dracoline kind of size.
Yeah, that same kind of what's another equivalent? Is a Gorgrunt on that same size base? I think.
And I love the head because I feel like it's an updated like version of the of one of the older Chaos heads, which is
Hmm.
really cool.
Yeah, there's a few. They've been doing that direction with Chaos stuff. Like, there's definitely a some of the new Chaos Space Marine and the play. What do they call Death Guard stuff? Have that same kind of like the skull is breaking apart thing going on. I love it.
Mm.
So yeah, let's see here. I'm trying to notice any specific details. Yeah.
It looks like they can all use. You can get the keywords just like the word before. It says they can be used in Tzeentch, Slaanesh, Nurgle, and Khorne armies, which
Mm-hmm.
is great. Glad they didn't change that. Interesting take on the book cover that they used the same art that they did on a previous, I believe, the Everchosen book. Which this art piece is amazing. So it's like you can't fault them for it, but it's kind of weird that it's a reused one when they've been just kind of coming up with new art, new art. But if you do have this in your library, why not use it again? It's an awesome picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll go back to that here. Yeah, I mean for the cover art of the book, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I will be honest with that. But, honestly, I wasn't too terribly excited when he was just an ever chosen anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I do have a, Archaeon nicely painted by the Cranky Old Gamer. Go check out his YouTube channel. Yeah, and the thing is breathtaking. I think I've said that too many times this episode, but it is to describe it. And so I'm excited to buy these and have Cranky Old Gamer paint them up for me so it matches. I'll guilt trip him into doing that. And yeah, this is an amazing army. I'm sold.
You're
Oh,
very
if you
stoked.
showing now, you can see the Vanguard in the back. That's cool. Fits right in. It looks just
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. I was actually just going to zoom in on that. So that is the Varangard. I've never seen that specific head
Yeah.
used. Okay.
The Vanguard, yeah, on the left, that's one of the alternate heads. The one in the middle is, yeah, just the three in the middle are all
Okay.
Vanguard.
Cool. I was just going to ask about that. Right on. Yeah, it's they all. I mean, I kind of wish they had put a couple of the old sculpts here just so we could see, but I think that they're going to fit right in.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh look, and look at the Lord in the middle. That's a different head they have on there.
Yep.
He looks like that, one of the 40k wizard guys,
Yeah.
Armon.
Aramon. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of looks like that.
I wonder if he's going to have different weapon options because even though they changed his head, he still has the glaive in one hand and the sword in the other pointing in the same direction.
That is true. Is that the same model as far as it's just different heads, or is that a differently painted lizard thing too? So scroll up.
No, it's a different one because the other lizard has his mouth closed. No, no, no,
Oh
he
no,
didn't.
it's.
I'm wrong.
Did they ever magnetize stuff at GW?
I don't know if they believe in magnets.
It's the same one but different heads.
Oh, that's funny.
They just painted them the exact same. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what their process for painting is like. So that's pretty much it for Age of
Did you want
Sigmar.
to? Oh, we should cover the last thing.
The last thing. Okay, so we got some new rules for some 40k stuff. Then we have Sisters of Battle. Is that the last thing?
Nope.
Okay. Last thing. Oh, Warhammer Heroes?
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, so
Last time, Doug is a Warhammer hero.
yes,
So,
yeah. If you don't
everybody who
know,
nominated, everybody who voted, he's well deserved. So by the half of the community, you are a Warhammer hero, Doug.
well,
and,
thank you.
for being my hero.
Aw, I can be just was it Enrique Iglesias? Let me be your hero. So
Yeah.
so I got my award in like a week and a half ago. They haven't really officially announced anything for some reason, but I was told I was okay to share it. So I don't know. Anyway, this is announcing registration for the next cycle of them. So go ahead and go vote. Don't vote for me anymore.
You
Yeah.
can vote for me if you want.
Yes, we can always vote for Jack.
I'll take one. That's
Number 12th in ITC and rising.
right.
So, just a few other things I wanted to point out. If you are into Sisters of Battle, these pictures are amazing.
It's like the more I see all the 40k models and stuff, I'm like, oh, it's so awesome. But man, this is a very expensive hobby, and they keep releasing AOS stuff, and so I'm like,
Yep.
you only got so much time in the day. But look at those like cherubs with skull heads. I don't even know what that means, but they look cool.
I know. Can you imagine if you tried to play 40k right now on top of all the crap they're throwing your way?
Oh my God. And then like I had met a few guys who are quitting 40K because it's something to do with Iron Hands, and I'm like, I don't get that. And like, man, I'm in my own world of
Yep,
like people cheating me at tournaments. I got to worry
exactly.
about 40K
We're
stuff.
too busy quitting over Slanesh.
Yeah. Hashtag dance with it.
um, yeah, so I'm very excited. So like, let's do some theory crafting here. So, what I'd like to see, I'll go first. I'll give you time to think. So I just sprung this on you. As far as what I'd like to see from Slaves of Darkness as an army, I want. I would not be surprised if there was something that made them not Battle Shock immune, because Bone Reapers just did that, but something with bravery, because I want like the leadership and authority of Archaeon in his ranks to mean something.
Mhm.
Um, as far as an allegiance ability goes, I mean, probably. I'm assuming they're going to do Beast of Chaos style battalions for every god. I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of like, well, I don't know. I was thinking like if they got rid of the individual units ability to take a mark and then made that like a battalion thing, like they did with Beast of Chaos.
Mhm.
But I'm not sure how I'd like that, because that would really throw a wrench in some other. All the factions that use them right now would lose them unless they had a battalion.
Yeah.
Uh, I do want all the. Go ahead.
That it would make Slaves to Darkness more unique,
Yeah.
making it harder to be able to put them in another army. And so it would like it'd be to your advantage just to play Slaves of Darkness rather than paying
Mm-hmm.
all the tax with the battalion and whatnot to fit them in a different army. But that being said, I think like Khorne Beastmen are really good. Slanesh Beastmen are really good,
Yeah.
and you know I think so. Their battalions are good, but I think I would like them it be able to like make Slaves of Darkness its own thing, and like rather than Slaves of Darkness to me always felt like a side thing.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. So yeah, like cutting those ties has drawbacks, but it makes it its own army kind of thing.
All right, now here's a question: do you
Yep.
think this is it? Because if that little preview leak thing is true, I think it was just this start collecting in the book, and I can't remember if there were endless spells or not. Or
Hmm.
do you think there'll be more?
Um, I'm tempted to think that this is it. And
Me as well.
yeah, I think it's going to be because here's the thing: is they didn't even mention selling those kits. I'm sure they're going to be for sale individually, but like it's all everything that they announced is in this one start collecting box.
Mhm.
And I think because that's the thing, they don't need much. I mean, and I
Yeah,
mean that like when I was playing them a year and a half ago, they didn't need much. They just needed a full prayer list for the shrine. Allegiance abilities that matter, that kind of stuff. And now that you get to take Archaeon and the Ever Chosen, and that means is what is he called? What's the creepy Zinch guy with the book? Um,
Kyle's Fate Weaver, that guy,
no, the little spellcaster that works in.
Changeling.
Dang it! Someone in the chat. Do you know what is the Zinch wizards that are bound to Archaeon?
Oh, I know this. No, don't say it. No, no, don't. I know this.
Gaunt
It is.
Summoner. That's what
Oh,
he is.
yeah, I knew that. Tom
Uh,
DeFage, you suck. Oh yeah, but Omniphage says that there is endless spells.
oh, okay.
And I think if you look at the Slaves of Darkness model reign, most of it holds up. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
Mana Core, I think looks cool.
I don't like the
Uh,
Marauders. I'll be honest with you, but all the other stuff I think does.
I would like to see like if they, because I'm a fan of this model, even though it's fine cast, but I like the Bellacore model. I don't think he's ever been mentioned in AOS lore, has he?
Not to my knowledge. No, he kind of
Uh,
sits in that weird place as soul grinders, where it's like they exist and they're awesome, but I don't know. Nobody knows about them.
so yeah. This is definitely it's my. I think I can't remember who said it. This is like these guys are my love language. I love it. They're just. I'm ready to drop. I'm ready to sell my shootcast.
Oh dang, that got you good, man.
Yeah, they look
Uh,
amazing. I
I'm
think they look fantastic.
I'm just gonna be cycling through the pictures here while we're chatting, so everyone can take a look as they tune in. Other stuff I'd like, yeah. Someone mentioned in the chat that like possibly decisively adding in the warbands from Warcry.
Oh yes, I would love that. That because that's a huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of units,
It
and so
it is.
making them like either battle line or something like that would be great.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I would do that, but that'd be really cool. I mean, honestly, they're all seeking Archaeon's attention anyway, so it's a very they're a shoe in narratively. Rules wise, that'd be kind of interesting because they don't necessarily serve any like they would be truly undivided. I think because
Mm.
they don't have any reason to serve Nurgle or whatever, for example. Um, let's see. Keith in the chat says Warcry warbands will be included. Okay, definite.
Mm.
Okay, interesting.
I wonder if they'll get new war scrolls because I've from what I've seen out of the Warcry stuff, most of them aren't very impressive. I hope that Varangar get a new war scroll because I don't think they cut it. I think they have like the 2016 rules and
Yeah.
they're not. But and Archaeon is good in certain like armies. Like he's pretty good in Khorne, honestly, and Slanesh he's decent. And with with Destiny dice, he has that auto kill if you get a couple sixes in there.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see some changes in Archaeon. Maybe give him more Rend. That's kind of a cliche by now, but
Yeah. Let it actually slay a singular king, not even just plural. Just give him the ability to kill a king.
These are great. They've outdone themselves.
Yeah. No, I really do. I really do dig it. So I guess this new leader guy. Do you think he's a lord on demonic mount, or do you think that he is a new thing?
I think it will be a new thing.
Okay.
And I wonder if one of the heads is a special character and one of them is just a regular guy. Because I could see this guy being a special character with his helmet off, and the one with the helmet on being just a normal guy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see.
So we got Omniphage.
Okay.
He has a speculation.
Okay.
They mentioned the stuff is best in STD, so maybe powerful allegiance abilities will make the Warcry bands good. Some kind of buff to cultists. I love that. That's a great idea, and I'm stealing it. Just like I stole your other idea, Omniphage.
Actually, that'd be a fun idea. Wouldn't it be cool? I mean,
We're stealing Omniphage's ideas. It works pretty good.
yeah, it's the best. No, I was thinking of having like using the Warcry warbands as just a cultist unit, but people want them to be their unique thing, so you'd want them to be different.
Are you saying that you can like mix and match them?
Mm-hmm.
So you can have some. They're all in the same unit, but and have the same stat line. But okay.
Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking. But I mean, I didn't get very far in that thought process. So yeah, I'm excited. People thought I was crazy when I got rid of my Slaves to Darkness, but I was like, if I ever got into them again, like I could paint better. I'm a much better painter now than when I painted those, and could do it much more justice. And I think that's true. I don't have any plans. I am not nearly as smitten as you, my friend. Oh my goodness, you're gushing. But they're really cool looking. I dig it.
Agreed. These are some and like now we're at the point where everything is redone except for Seraphon, I believe, right? And well, KO, but KO's pretty new. They're at least AOS stuff.
Yeah, Seraphon's certainly the oldest. I mean, this was the last one that didn't have a book to get a book, I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I can't really, but
Dispossessed are kind of like cities now. So
yeah, they were kind of. I mean, I should say that they're the last thing that existed on its own page in like the website for like sales, but didn't have a book associated with it in any way. Because Dispossessed, are part of. So we have Tzeentch, Seraphon, and Carriage and Overlords are the three that right now need.
They're still first edition AOS, but Slaves to Darkness never had anything. This is the last army to get a book, and Tzeentch has a book. It's just old.
Yep. So, yeah, there's a few factions left, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about the way they've been doing stuff lately, man. Every book they come out with, people complain about power creep, but I think they're just interesting. Like I'm going through Maw Tribes right now, doing the lore video for this coming week, or the lore series for it. I was like, they've just been killing it, making interesting rules. And I was like, I love it.
So have you read What Happened to the Everwinter? Can you give us some tips, some sneak previews?
Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed. There's not really an explanation. It's pretty much just like the old battle tome where it's like, nobody knows. Um, so that's kind of a bummer. That was a hard video to write when I was just like, I don't want to talk about this. Trying to think of what else. So as far as stuff that Slaves to Darkness need to be good, yeah, I think a prayer list, a spell list would be huge for them. Prayers and spells that give them increased rend and damage would be huge. What else?
I mean, I'm thinking we're getting a lot of War Scroll rewrites.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a thing where it's like I'm curious as to, just like we were talking about before, how far are they willing to go to make Slaves to Darkness? Now that they have Archaeon there, I feel like it has the legs to be its own thing. Does that include getting rid of individual marks on units or not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be a huge rewrite for all those War Scrolls. That'd be huge. I mean, it's not literally. It's just deleting a paragraph, but it's an important paragraph. Let's see.
Very excited.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to touch on in the article? I do want all those beasts to be available for Slaves to Darkness as like Korgorath equivalents.
Yeah, all the Warcry stuff.
Yeah, I want to have a whole army of War Llamas. I want a battalion that's just War Llamas.
Those things are, and that's for me kind of like the Warhammer Underworlds Sylvaneth guys, the half deer, half elf guys.
Yeah,
who have the chipmunk line. That thing where I'm looking at the squirrel line, like, okay, but this is just a weird creature. It's like half lynx, half ram, half giraffe, and it's just it's weird looking.
Nice.
That's a lot of halves. They'd probably be a quarter.
Okay. Let's see. Answer with quote. What's more, all of them will have points and war scrolls for using your slave tokens. Thank you. I didn't read the whole thing. I got jumped into the picture, so thank you. So yeah, looks like I can have my spheranxes or whatever they are.
Yeah, they do look really cool, and it looks like I'm not sure if the different heads are just different heads for variety, which is nice because if you do have a lot of Korgorath like you're missing, they all look the same, which is like kind of wants to get up there. So I like that they have different heads.
Yeah, I did see a guy who went through and he bought the skulls kit and then just clipped a bunch random pieces of different Korgoraths off and put his own little skull creations on there, and it looked fine. They look great. They all seem to fit together, but yeah, they're all in the same pose and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. I'm excited. Still no ETA on the Warcry book that's supposed to come out with expansions with all the rules for the AOS armies that were translated in, because they're doing away with the cards, card packs. And then did they mention like an estimated time arrival for this box, like the Slaves to Darkness stuff?
I know in that rumor kind of page, I think it was like December.
Okay.
So, but I don't know if they actually say in here because I don't read. I just look at pictures.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry. Forgive me, everyone, if you're going to the chat like having an aneurysm because I didn't read this. So if you've been collecting Warcry warbands, you'll be able to field a diverse barbarian horde made up of tribes from across the realm. So maybe. I wonder if
December 14th is the rumor. Sweet. 10 days after my birthday. If anybody wants to send anything,
oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. You gotta. It's almost your busy season, so you gotta earn that cash, and all of a sudden buy the whole Slaves to Darkness range.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and I think they're as far as models and like, just I want to take a step back and how many battle tomes were released this year is just mind-boggling.
Yep.
I'm gonna say breathtaking again. It is like, oh, how many battle tomes are we gonna get? And then you'll still see people complaining like, oh, they didn't do mine.
Yeah,
but they got everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They got everybody else. Duh.
So but yeah, they as a GW shill, I'm gonna keep shilling.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Shill harder.
I think they could have made Slanesh a little more balanced. Honestly, like I played against them, but they do have hard counters, and so. But I think they're doing well. It's great. I enjoy their product.
Yeah, actually, I was having a great discussion with somebody who reached out to me on Instagram. We were just chatting, and he had posed the idea like, what if it's not just the power level of the individual battle tomes, because people can be like, oh, it's power creep. But the fact that they're coming out in 2 at a time within 1 month, we had 4 within a month period, right? All this stuff where it's like, it's not just that these are good books, period. They are. Some of them are way better than others. That's fine. But also that the people can't like come to grips with what's changing because there's too many of them at once. And it's not from a complaint perspective, but like when people complain about things getting unbalanced, it's like, well, we just haven't had enough time to just chill. So there's always a new thing. There's always a big bad guy. It's huge. So it's been a terrific year. I think these are supposed to be out by the end of the year, this last quarter at least. And I am excited. So,
Yep.
And honestly, this is the kind of release that I want for Seraphon. Give me a new book, give me like 3 kits, and we're good. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they have so much going for them already. I think this is how, in the future, when all the battle tomes are on the same page, and this goes for 40K and AOS, I do think that the future is this, where it's a new book comes out with like 2 to 3 kits, maybe every couple years. I think that's my guess for the company vision. So, anyway, you have any thoughts on that one?
No, I just, it's a good time to be into the hobby.
Yeah,
I'll just read it.
It's an expensive time to be in the hobby.
Yeah. It is pretty pricey. I'm ready to sell some of my armies. I gotta clear out this closet of shame. I don't need 200 collecting dust.
Do it. I will do for you. What's that little lady who goes into people's houses? I think she's Japanese, that like tells people to let go of things, and I can't think of her name. But I'll do that for you. I'll be like, hold this Celestant Prime that was painted by a 4-year-old that you got off eBay for $2. Does it make you happy? Does it bring you joy?
I definitely need a spring cleaning.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I'm fixing to as well. I'm making my pile of just stuff that I don't want anymore. So, Marie Kondo, thank you. I could not think of her name. I will do that, and we'll clean that stuff up together. I'm still, after the game I had last night, I'm still super dedicated to doing Warclands.
Oh, you want to go over the game real quick? It was Doug and I had a game night last night with my gaming club as well.
Yeah.
And Doug got to play against Stormcast, his second game against Ironjaws. How did it go, my friend?
Yeah, so his name was Matt. So I didn't actually end up playing you because this other guy showed up first, and we just got to chat and we started playing. And he brought a very interesting Stormcast list that was like heavy on Paladors. And we played 3 places of power. And basically, so with Ironjaws, the only thing I really focused on in that game was using my Mighty Destroyers to get on all 3 objectives and then let him try to remove me. Which is basically exactly how the game went out, which is I put 15 Ard boys on the left side, 15 in the center, and then a bunch of Gore Gruntas on the right, along with the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher. And the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher went straight into his heroes and held them down, because the heroes are the only thing that could do damage in his force. He had like Liberators and Hunters and Paladors, none of which have a huge punch. And so by the end of it, the only thing I had left were I think 10 Ard boys in one zone and like 6 in another. But I had just ground him to dust. And so it ended up being, I think it was like 17-9. Because once I got, he took all the objectives the first round, and if points here or there towards the end. But once I got on him, I just owned everything. So
awesome, good stuff.
It was good. And that's the thing where it's like after the game, like I don't know. I talked about this last stream where I had this moment this last week or so where I was just like, maybe I want to play something else. I had my monthly freak out and wanting to flip an army, and I was like,
what? Doug want to switch armies?
I know, right? And that's the thing, is I want to be the kind of person that has one army and is just like, this is what I play, this is what I know, I love it. And I'm not going to say I'm going to stick with Ironjaws or Orcs for forever, but right now I am just loving it. So
embrace who you are, Doug. Don't fight it.
No, I won't. I won't fight it. But I'm really, in terms of like how complicated they are, they're right at my complexity level. I will say that. That is one thing that I can't, like, I can take that to the grave for forever. They are at my complexity level when it comes to playing the game. So, what else? I think that's about it. So, what's up?
I think that's it.
Yep. So, everyone, thanks for joining us. Let me go back here. Sorry about that. Got the boring downward cam. Give me a hot sec. And I'll get our smiling faces ready for you. There we go. That is us. So anyway, yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. I want to hear your thoughts down below. So questions for everyone in the comments. Do you think that the new sculpts match well with the old ones? And what kind of rules do you want to see? I put down for prayers and spells that give you rend and additional damage. Jack, do you have any specific things that you think Slaves to Darkness needs?
I would like them to be, which Omniphage pointed out, like I would want them to be more powerful in Slaves to Darkness than better in another army.
That's a really good one. That's a good one, because especially since we saw, what is it, the Grimgrass Reapers in Legions of Nagash is just better than Night Haunt, which sucks.
I would want them to be the best in Slave to Darkness.
Yeah.
I want them to still be good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why not? But I want them to be their best in their own army.
I agree. That's a good thing to put. So, cool. If anyone has any other ideas, go ahead and let us know down below, and we'll catch you later.
All right.
See y'all.